27th of January, Rabbi Levitt, Pele Yoetz. Did he say Hagiga, Roy?
Yeah, Hagiga 5A.
Thank you.
It's on page 207 of Pele Yoetz. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Approximately 10 lines up from the bottom.
Thank you.
5A.
Okay, let's see. The first thing we have to do is realize that it's the fifth Masechta in this volume. There's Chagiga. There we go. Yamid Aleph. This is a okay. The Giga 5A.
$25A, is that what I heard you say?
No,
Five.
5.
Hagiga. Let's see. Hagiga. Beitzah.
Oh, yeah, here it is. Let's see.
You see it?
It says, my Alkol Ne'elam.
My Alkol Ne'alam.
And then it says, Amar Rav.
Yeah, that's it.
Where is it?
It's about 10 lines from above the spread.
Which Ahmed is it?
Hey,
Where is it from the top or bottom of the
okay. So in other words, you want to go from all the way from the bottom of the Amid. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 17 lines up from the bottom line of this page.
What is the first word on the line?
Yeshlo.
Okay, I got it.
Nelam. Avad Evid Sharabo Shokilo Shgogois Kazadoinos Takana Yeshlo. Okay, my Alkol Nelam.
Sorry, is it anywhere near this? Rabbi Yonatan Ki Mati? No?
Yeah, it's that same page. Are you on Art Scroll, Roy?
Yeah. No, I'm not on Art Scroll. I'm on this. I haven't got.
Oh. Well, I don't know how many lines down, but it's the
Well,
same
what's the English?
Art Scroll page. The English says, what is concerning every hidden matter? And then it goes on to, Rav said, those who kill a louse in the presence of his friend and is disgusted by it.
Uh-huh. Oh, well.
Okay, so
All right. I've got it here. Is it May Al Cole Narlin?
Right. That's it.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
Okay, actually, so this pasuk, it's a pasuk actually in Koheles Yud Beis. Yes, kol maser lukim yavi b'mishpat al kol ne'alam. Oh, this looks like the last pasuk of the Koheles. Let's see the Koheles over here.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay. Right. The last pasuk in Koheles, Sefer Koheles. He has called Maser Elokim Yavi b'mishpat Al kol ne'alam, on every hidden matter, im tov v'im ra. Mm-hmm. So every action a person, Hashem brings the person to mishpat on, and even a hidden thing. So what does it mean, even a hidden thing? So this is the example that
Hello.
Rav gives over here for a hidden thing. Zehoreg kina b'fnei chavero, he kills a kina, some type of a little creature, b'fnei chavero v'nimas, and the friend is repulsed by it. Rashi says, nimas kotzadayas chavero b'davar. Yeah. So the Pele Yoetz is saying over here that we have to be careful how we do, and how it will affect what our friends, we don't want to do anything to cause pain or anguish to our friends, and even if the pain is that he's disgusted by the fact that we kill a kina in his presence.
Excuse me, Lou, can you send a link to Alan?
Oh,
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Alan was trying to get in and the link he had didn't work.
oh,
So,
okay. The link.
sorry that I had to interrupt you though. So,
Okay, so it's interesting over here. What am I interested by? It doesn't say that Hashem will judge him for the fact that he killed the louse. It says that he'll judge him for the fact that he killed the louse in his friend's presence, and his friend became repulsed and disgusted by this, and thereby he caused discomfort to his friend. So that's that's an interesting thing over here. We have a situation where it would seem that let's say it was bothering the person, or the person was afraid that it was going to bite him or something like this. So that would allow him to eliminate the creature. Hashem doesn't have any problem with that, but Hashem doesn't want us to do so in a way that'll cause discomfort to our fellow human being. What does it say in front of his yeah, right? I'm not going to get into whether it also includes a non-Jew, or it says I'll call Masalokim Horeg Ifnei Chavero. Okay. So that's the Pele Yoetz. That's the point over here. That's why we're focusing. That's why we're focusing on the friend as opposed to Hashem. Generally, we say, look, we have to do the Ratzon Hashem, and somebody may think that that's a strange thing that we're doing, but we have to do the Ratzon Hashem that Hashem commands us to do. So here we have a situation the other way around, that Hashem is not commanding us not to do this, it would seem, but it's not bothering Hashem, as it were, but it is bothering our friend. So that is what Hashem says we cannot do something that's going to bother our friend. So what do you do? You wait till your friend leaves, and then when he's not looking, you can take care of this hina. That's what it sounds like. Okay, Alan's coming in. Welcome, Alan. And a round of applause for page 207. See, so we have to be a proper upstanding person who even when he kills a louse, he has to make sure that he does it in such a way that it doesn't cause any fallout on other people. Okay, now we go to the next paragraph. We go to Meir.
Okay.
Page 208. We're on page 208. How much more so? The last paragraph of this section of being demanding of others.
Okay. How much more so must a person be demanding and concerned about the honor of his creator?
Oh.
He must strive with all his strength to do mitzvot, good deeds, and acts of piety in order to provide satisfaction for his maker. He must also run away from sin and the slightest violation of even the finest details of the mitzvot and rabbinic enactments, because God's honor is great and our obligation is without limit to serve him with all of our being and all of our heart, in order to provide him with contentment and not to cause him any pain, anger, or imperfection in the heavenly spheres. God forbid. Fortunate is the man who fears God, who awakens from his slumber and is not drowsy, for this is the totality of man. Oh, another Kohelet.
Yes, this is the pasuk right before the pasuk that we just learned about. We've learned this pasuk. He's quoted this pasuk more than once here. Sof davar hakol nishma. At the end of the day, everything will be heard. That's in fact the way the Targum Yonasan ben Uziel says on this pasuk that even in a situation where a person does something where he thinks that no one will know anything about what he's doing, but sof davar, Hashem will reveal this. He will reveal it in on his day of judgment. So we have to be. So in a certain sense, there's no such thing as doing something in private. Maybe right now nobody is going to know about it, but later on they will. So therefore, Es Elokim Yoreh, Yura. So therefore, we have to be cognizant of Hashem, the Es Mitzvosav, and his mitzvahs. We should guard them. Kizeh kol ha'adam. That is the totality of a person. That is the measure of the man. The measure of the man is his yiras Hashem and his shmiras hamitzvahs. That's what we end off this Sefer Koheles with. And so that's what the Pele Yoetz is ending off with, because he just got through talking in a whole paragraph about we should be if we're going to be makpid and demanding of anybody, we should be demanding on ourselves. And he said demanding on ourselves in regard to honoring our friend and not doing anything to harm him in any way. And then he concludes, and if that's what we have to do as far as our friend goes, how much more so should we be demanding and be makpid and concerned about what we do, how Hashem is going to feel about what it is that we do. And so so that's the pasuk in Koheles.
Rabbi, in today's world of talking, he talks
Yes.
about people who go for help and they go to their family, but it says Hashem feels bad about it because it's taking away from him. He's supposed to be doing the things. Did you listen today?
Yeah, I listened to that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was an
Hashem
amazing
feels
story
bad.
about a 11th grade girl that the doctors diagnosed her with a serious case of Crohn's disease. And they did, she ended up becoming a listener to the Life of Bitachon, and she's been doing this for 8 months. And Baruch Hashem, she learned over there that Hashem is the one who's in charge of everything, and he's the Rofe Amo Yisrael. He's the healer of the Jewish people, and therefore and she reported that she doesn't feel any effects of the disease on her now at this point. It's been removed, Baruch Hashem, because she turned to Hashem. In other words, she turned to Hashem to ask Hashem to heal her, to know that he's the one who can do the healing. Okay. All right. Very good. Hisbodedus, Solitude. And a round of applause for Hakpada. We should be, Pele Yoetz taught us how to use that midah in the right way. So halavai, we should do that. And now we turn to the entry of Solitude, his Bodidus. And we ask Lou to continue and start the reading for us, please.
Solitude is a proper preparation for the faithful calling of delving into the depths of halacha. It will give a person the capacity to clearly understand each matter and to judge in accordance with the absolute truth. It is also the cornerstone of holy existence. By thinking holy thoughts, evaluating with his maker the accounts of the world, and kindling the embers of love and fear, one can achieve this goal through solitude, where there are no disturbances. Similarly, to pour out supplication and to seek atonement before God require peace of mind. Due to this, it is good for a man to dedicate a secluded place for himself where no stranger may enter, for the purpose of study and acquiring a holy existence. If a man only has a small house which he shares with members of his family, he must get up in the middle of the night when they are all sleeping in order to be alone with his maker. In 1 hour of solitude, a person can learn, understand, and achieve a holy existence better than in an entire day when surrounded by the company of others. Solitude is a great protective device to guard one's mouth from sinning with his tongue. There is a homiletical allusion to this in the verse, a holy vestment, a play on the word bad, short for solitude, he will wear. Those people who straighten their paths create solitude in their minds, even when they stand in a crowd in the streets of the city and are not disturbed by its presence. This is the intent of the poet's song. When I stand among your people, I bow to exalt you and bend my head and stature before you, meaning that their company does not disturb his relationship with God. How fortunate is the individual who reaches this level? How goodly is his portion and how pleasant is his lot? For he is constantly involved in the mitzvah of fearing and loving this awesome and respectable God in the being connected with him and in being connected with him. This is a great principle in Torah and the spiritual attainment of the righteous who continuously walk before God. It is a fertile root that produces the fruit of the righteous and is a tree of life to those who hold fast to it. A safeguard for this is to keep a person's eyes low. As a result, he will surely remember to lift his heart to heaven. A pious man will discern and see that this matter is conducive to fear and love of God. One mitzvah leads to another, to the next.
Okay, so that's his Bodidus. Bodade is means alone, and that's the pasuk actually in the I believe it's in the Chumash in Bamidbar. It describes the Jewish people. Yes, it's in the maybe it's in the Vua of Bilam. Actually, I think it is. It says Hein am levadad yishkon. This is the people. This meaning the Jewish nation. Levadad yishkon. They will dwell alone. And the medrash over here on this pasuk, there's a fascinating medrash that that says if you take a look at the word hain, it's composed of the letters hey and nun, and these two letters, he says, they don't go together with any other letter. The word, if you have a, how does it go? They don't pair up to create a unit of 10 or because hey doesn't pair up with any the other letters to make 10. So it's, so even in the letters themselves, hein am, it shows that that's the Jewish people. They don't mix. They're a nation unto themselves. And so here he's not talking about that really. He's talking about maybe it's related. He's talking about the fact that a person has to be able to be alone sometimes. And what's the advantage of that? He'll find that he's able to focus. He can not be distracted by all sorts of other things that distract him from thinking about what he's doing here and why he's here and what's his purpose, and how it is that he can fulfill his purpose. He's able to be much more thoughtful about things, because he doesn't have all the external stimuli that are stimulating him and distracting his attention to his task of figuring those things out.
So the word hain means, sorry, what's the word hain mean? By its alone.
Hey, no, the word is bodedus. Solitude comes from the three-letter shorish boded.
Yes.
Base dalet dalet.
All right, and the word hain
Hain,
Put the bowl out for you.
yeah, hain
Or you
is simply is a, what do you call that in English? It's a article. What does it mean? It means you're saying this people, like you say hey, they.
Oh, hain is it? Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
these people. Oh. So that and you were saying
This
that
people. That's what.
Yeah.
That's a pasuk in Parshas Balak in Sefer Bamidbar. You want to look it up? Yeah.
Is ayin mem, is it?
Yeah.
Um,
Oh no, that's actually a different Hein Am. Okay, there's a few Hein Ams in this Nevuah of Bilam. It says Hein Am Kalavi Yakum. This people, they rise up like a lion, actually a lioness. Uka'ari, Isnasa. That's over there. We also see Hein Am. Let's see. Okay, well, I'll find it for you. Oh, here it is. Here it is. It's chapter 23
Bamidbar,
in Bamidbar, Sefer Bamidbar, chapter 23. It's in Parshas Balak. It's the words of Bilam. But it's the latter part of Pasuk Tes, verse 9. Hein am levadad yishkon. Interesting, Rashi. Rashi says on these words that this is the people that dwells. This people they dwell in solitude. They dwell by themselves. Rashi says, "Hu asher zikulo avoso." This is something that their forefathers caused them to merit. Lishkon badad, to dwell alone. Okay. So that's solitude. Solitude is a good thing. So that's the idea of solitude. The person can think and arrive at all sorts of insights when he's by himself and he's not distracted, and he focuses on the right things. So that's what that's talking about over there. Okay, good. And a round of applause for Solitude, page 208. Very good. Now we go to the next entry called Achana, preparation. Alan, would you like to start us off over here?
Sure. Preparation. Preparations for Shabbat were a great mitzvah. We know that the sages of Israel personally engaged in activities to prepare for Shabbos. It is written in the name of the Arizal that whatever sweat a person perspires, preparing for the needs of Shabbos, is a great rectification for any violation of the covenant of Brit Milah. It has been said about our great rabbi, Rabbi Avraham Halevi, of blessed memory, that he would purposely increase the number of his footsteps involved in buying and preparing for Shabbos necessities, for there is reward for each and every step. He would do everything himself because the mitzvah is greater than when a person does it himself or than by any agent. Kedushin 41a. I am an opinion that Rav Levi did this because also when he was walking, his thoughts were immersed in Torah. He was engaged in his intimate connection with his maker and his love and fear. However, who are orphans of orphans, there is someone else who can take care of our preparations. It's better that we should stay at home, occupy ourselves with Torah study, and acquire new knowledge. All desires cannot equal the study of Torah, even the desires of heaven. In any case, a person should minimally purchase something or perform some preparation. For example, to arrange the table, set the candles, or weave the wicks to fulfill the mitzvah of preparing for Shabbos. Disciples of the Arizal already wrote in Shah HaKavanot that according to the esoteric principles, the setting of the candles needs to be done by the husband. Likewise, any preparation that a person does for any
just meant you going on to the next chapter, next verse, next paragraph.
oh, Okay.
Okay, very good. So this is a this is a famous Gemara that says that lists all the famous scholars of Israel, all-time greats, that they personally took care of various Shabbos preparations, and the Gemara over there extols their preparation, that they took off time, of course, from their schedule to prepare for Shabbos, and the implication was that even if they would have servants who would or someone else who would be happily to do for the great sage, nevertheless they were makpid. That was part of their being makpid in particular about doing the mitzvah itself, because the Gemara says over there that Gemara says, and that's the way we learned it when we learned about this, that of course, like he brings over here from the Gemara in Kedushin, this is what we say about every mitzvah. Mitzvah bo yoser mi b'shlucho. A mitzvah is greater when the person does it himself rather than the agent does it. That's the Gemara over there talking about a man doing a Maisa Kedushin with a woman. And he could send somebody to do the Maisa Kedushin for him, as long as the person, and he trusts the person that he'll make Kedushin for him and not for himself. The Gemara talks about that also, that somebody decided that he wants to make Kedushin himself, for himself. But barring that, even without that, the mitzvah is greater if the person does it himself. But there are certain mitzvahs, like putting on tefillin, let's say, right? Can you ask somebody, put on tefillin for me? I appoint you my agents. You put on tefillin, and it'll be regarded as though I did the mitzvah. Is there such a thing?
No, I don't think so.
We don't think so. Why? What's the difference between that and sending somebody to be Makadish, a woman for us? What's the difference?
It's a personal thing to put on.
Oh, it's a personal thing. We have to put the tefillin on our own arm and on our own forehead. It's what we would call a mitzvah shebegufo. It's a mitzvah that involves our goof. So it doesn't make sense that someone else can put the tefillin on his body and it'll count as though we did the mitzvah. I mean, if he wants to give us the schar for the mitzvah that he does, he could do that. But it wouldn't seem that it should be considered as though we put the tefillin on our goof. And there's a certain kedusha that our goof is invested with as a result of doing the mitzvah of tefillin, or the mitzvah of wearing a talis that has tzitzis on it. That's a mitzvah shebegufo. So the question over here is, when we talk about Shabbos preparations, why were they so particular about doing those mitzvahs themselves? What's the mitzvah shebegufo? Is it really like tefillin? Is it really like putting on? A talis? It would seem that it's not, except that there is something that we have to do, and an agent can't do that for us. We have to be the ones to sweat for Shabbos. That's what the Arizal is saying. That it would be a rectification for any violation of the covenant of bris milah. If we are the ones that put our goof out for Shabbos, and we go and buy this, and we go and sweep the floor, and we go and do and set the table, and we do all these things that we're doing with our goof, no one could do that for us. True, the job could get done, but it's not that our goof was involved with the preparations of Shabbos Kodesh. So that's what they were looking for, I believe, to bring into themselves. That's why they wanted to do that mitzvah, even though they could have told somebody else to do the Shabbos errands, so to speak. Okay.
Perhaps doing it yourself is a sort of you get a sort of a spiritual vestment put onto you.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But you can assist someone in doing it if he is not fully capable of doing it.
Oh, sure.
Because we had an elderly gentleman who used to daven with us every morning in New Jersey. And he, as he got older, I think he was close to 90.
Put on tefillin.
Yeah. So he put on tefillin, but he couldn't do it by himself. So he sat by me. So I usually helped him put it on. He said the bracha, but I wrapped it around his arm, and he said the bracha for the shel rosh, and I put it on his head. So, okay, very good. Shkayach.
Okay, 11:30.
Okay, I will move inside.
Before you get snowed under.
Thank you for.
Have a great day, Mayor.
Okay, everyone be well. Have a good day.